version of a Brazilian wax. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's a one-man show, but not by choice. Comedian Joe Mackey. Her side job is reading off the pharmaceutical side effects in commercials. Host of the Fox True Crime Podcast, Emily Campagna. He's from Jersey, so most of the talking tonight will be done by his hands. Actor and comedian Vince August. She's like a Thanksgiving turkey, about 20 pounds and extremely dry. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Cat Tooth. All right, before we get to some news stories, let's do this. Yeah.
Greg's Leftovers.
I see how they did that. Like an analogy. It's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading these. So if they suck, we'll season Joe Mackey with salt and pepper and feed him to a grizzly bear. Why not? All right, this week in D.C., thieves tried to break into the car of Joe Biden's granddaughter, prompting an enraged Biden to say, "Where do they keep finding these granddaughters?" Tim Scott has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race to help raise awareness that he was in the 2024 presidential race. Megan Rapinoe says her career-ending injury is proof that God doesn't exist. When reached for comment, God replied, "Who?" It's true, God does not watch women's soccer. Who does? I mean, even Satan won't watch that. New York Mayor Eric Adams showed off two drone-like helicopters he hailed as the future of travel in the Big Apple. And to anticipate this, they've already filled the aircrafts with stale urine. Not the fresh urine, stale urine. More expensive. In preparation for President Biden's summit with President Xi, San Francisco erected a wall for security enhancements, which makes it the first erection Joe has seen in decades. So obvious! You people. It was a flat erection, Cat. On Sunday, a camera crew from the Czech Republic was filming in San Francisco when they were robbed at gunpoint. So the world will never get to enjoy that documentary on how safe it is to make documentaries in San Francisco. Taliban soldiers were filmed patrolling the streets of Kabul on rollerblades. They were then forced to execute each other because rollerblading is gay. I don't make the rules. Images went viral of firefighters hoisting a massive horse out of a California canal. After the rescue, they safely returned the horse to the rest of its family. Never fails. Could have been a cow, doesn't matter. A Massachusetts student's message in a bottle was found in France 26 years later. And even more shocking is what was written on it. A 15-year-old broke his own Jenga stacking record, which has inspired a new Hallmark film. It's called Why I Will Die a Virgin. Martha Stewart says she's canceled her Thanksgiving dinner this year. Her guest said looking at the turkey would be redundant after her Sports Illustrated cover. I know. Mean to turkeys. Joe Biden says homeless people are the hardest hit by climate change. Yeah, if there's one thing hobos complain about, it's warm weather in November. An Iowa man's collection of 69,255 pencils have earned him a Guinness World Record. And now that his record is set, he looks forward to shoving them all up his ass. That doesn't even make sense. I don't even get that, but somehow it stayed in. Much like the pencils. A new study found that the average adult spends just 4 hours a month with their friends. And that number drops to 0 if you don't have any. Just keep the camera on him. All right, David, I can't pronounce his name. David DePap? David DePap, the man who beat Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer, was found guilty of attempted kidnapping and assault. Federal prosecutors said he went there initially to break Nancy's kneecaps, but changed his mind when he realized something would be blocking his target. I don't get it. Anyway, earlier this week, Alec Baldwin made a brief cameo appearance on SNL. Viewers noted Baldwin was clearly happy that he got another shot. It's just the news. Barbie's boyfriend Ken was passed over for induction into the Toy Hall of Fame. He would have protested, but as we all know, Ken doesn't have any balls. The 10 freeway in downtown LA was recently shut down after a fire broke out near a home's ass is Plymouth Rock. And finally, Jimmy Kimmel will host the 2024 Oscars. I know, no surprise there, choosing yet another black host. Trump kill us all if we elect him next fall. The Economist published an article this week saying Donald Trump poses the biggest danger to the world in 2024. Now, if you're wondering why they call it The Economist, it's because it has a nicer ring than Full of Weekly. But that brings the total number of articles this week claiming Trump will kill us to 819. The rag argues a Trump victory would spell doom for the planet, with Trump literally destroying everything from American democracy to the global economy to the climate to international affairs. They left out that he'll surely be responsible for breaking up Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So never mind Hamas or Iran or North Korea. Hell, Trump is now worse than the media's previous villain, climate change. That's saying something. But why? Well, quote, Mr. Trump would be unbound in his pursuit of retribution, economic protectionism, and theatrically extravagant deals. No wonder the prospect of a second Trump term fills the world's parliaments and boardrooms with despair. Be scared, be very scared. And if all that weren't enough, the conniving elites are also pulling the tried and true method of calling Trump Hitler. All week long, progressive media in the Biden re-election campaign said Trump echoed the Nazi dictator when he used the word vermin to refer to his political enemies during a campaign rally last week. But that's just an elegant way of calling them rats. So the media seizes on vermin as code for Hitler while ignoring actual lefties using literal Nazi terms when attacking Jews. So as Trump becomes Hitler right before our eyes, we see on TikTok that Osama bin Laden is getting a makeover. Liberal idiot influencers have been glorifying him in viral videos, praising his so-called letter to America, which garnered sympathy from these stupid people who think 9/11 is nothing more than Moby's birthday. Never forget. Never forget Moby's birthday. Come on, guys. Thank you, Gene. That laugh. It's like somebody's tickling Cindy Brady. So as predicted, the PSYOP begins, creating a terrifying and divisive climate that will make 2016 and 2020 look like a rest-home birthday party. We have two wars raging, both which didn't exist under Trump. And as these wars rage, the media-industrial complex says Trump is the thing that's going to kill you, not war. Why is that? Well, you can only conclude from this hysterical derangement that Trump's not a threat to the globe. He's a threat to globalists. He's the odd man out. He's you and me. And if they can't arrest him, they will surely destroy him. And you too, if you get in their way. Yeah.